Hello and welcome back to eCabinets Tips and Tricks. Today I would like to continue on with our program that we're developing to use as a calculator to calculate the openings for partitions in eCabinets. As you can see here, I have a cabinet that I have a partition in, and it is not in the proper location, so we're going to make a calculator that will tell us what this opening width needs to be to either center it on this mid-style, or align it to the left of this mid-style, or align it to the right of that mid-style. So what I've got here is I've got a workbook started. If you're familiar with Excel at all, you'll know how to start a new workbook. You just go new and blank workbook, and that'll get you started on a blank workbook. There's a few things that you're going to need in order to create this calculator. The first one and the most important one is your developer tab here. If you don't see your developer tab at the top, you can turn it on by going to File, Options, Customize Ribbon, and then under this section here, Customize the Ribbon, and your main tabs, you'll see a list of tabs that can be turned on and off. You'll probably see that the developer tab is unchecked. If it is unchecked, all you have to do is check it and click OK, and then you'll see your developer tab. A couple more things, tools that are not necessary, but if you want to follow along with this demonstration, you're going to need your either under Insert, you're going to need Shapes, or under your Quick Access toolbar, you can have Shapes here. You'll probably want to have Snap to Grid and Snap to Shape, and then your alignment tools. So in order to get these on the Quick Access toolbar, it's basically the same way. You go File, Options, and then you click on Quick Access toolbar, and under here you can see all the stuff that I have on my Quick Access toolbar. For example, if you want to put the Align Objects tool in here, you'll need to go and you need to find your alignment tools. Right now we're under popular commands, so evidently alignment tools are not all that popular, so we're going to go to all commands, and this lists all the commands that Excel has in alphabetical order, so we want to look for alignment. Okay, so line bottom, line center, line left, line objects. You can click on all of these one at a time and click Add. Any of these that you might think you need, but I like to use this one. I like to use line bottom, line center, line left, and these are objects. But align objects, that allows you to align any shapes excuse me, or whatever that you might have in here, so I would suggest using that one. Another one would be Snap to Grid, Snap to Shape. Again, this is in alphabetical order, so you click down until you find your Snap, which will be under S. snap to grid, you would click on that and click add. Snap to shape, click on that, click add. And I believe those are the main ones that we will be using. So that's how you do that. And after you get everything added, you click OK and come right back to work here. So what I've done is I've set up my headers here. I've got my scribe. These are things that we know about this cabinet, and we need to enter them in this row here. So I've got scribe, in thickness, my style width, my face frame opening, and my mid style width, and my partition thickness. And these two cells right here are going to be where our formula is stored, and it's going to show the result of what we select. In other words, align left, align top, align bottom. So I'm just going to highlight these in yellow real quick. Now we need to probably put some borders on these and make it look a little bit more professional here. So I'm going to highlight these two all the way to H here and row 2. And I'm going to click on my border selection here, and first thing I'm going to do is select all borders, and then I'm going to select thick box border. And now we have some borders around here. Now I probably want to make these bold up here, and maybe make our column here a little bit wider, or row, I'm sorry. Now we're going to need some shapes for our command buttons. So I'm going to increase these a bit, make them a bit bigger, and that looks pretty good. This is where we're going to use our shapes. So I'm going to go to shapes here. I also have it under my quick access toolbar, but yours may be under insert, shapes. And what happens is every time you use a shape, it shows you recently used, but I'm using a rectangle, so I'm going to click on rectangle, and I'm just going to click right there. Okay, now I have snap to grid on, so it's going to snap to the grid wherever I put it. So I'm going to click right here, and you see how it neatly snaps to that grid. And if I move it up, it's going to snap to that one. So I'm going to stretch it out to right there. We want 2 big buttons here. So I'm going to right click, copy, and paste. Now I've got another one identically the same size. Now we need to make our align left, align right, and align center, or you could put align left, align center, align right, either way. So I'm just going to right click, and while that button's still on my clipboard, I'm going to click paste, and now I can resize this. And I'll show you real quick how you can use the align tool. I'm going to copy this one and paste it, and I'm going to do it one more time. First I'm going to move it out of the way. Do it one more time. Right click and paste. Okay, now I'll take this one and move it right beside that one. You can see that it is not in line with that one. I'm going to turn snap to grid off. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to hold my shift key down, I believe, and select these two, and I'm going to go to alignment object, align objects. Okay, I want to align to the top, and as you can see, they just snapped right to the top of that one right there. Now I can click on these two here and I can go align or snap to shape, and it's going to snap to that shape right there. So if I just move them over, right there they are. Now at this point we could put some text in here. What we're going to do with this button here, this is going to be our our minimize button and our maximize button. So I'm just going to start typing. Okay, and I want to align my text here. So I'm going to come right up here, I'm going to align center and align center. And I can make my font a little bit bigger. Right here, I'm going to increase font. Okay. I don't know if I have that spelled correctly or not. If I don't, please forgive me. I'll check that later. So, line center, and let's see if we got it spelled right. So click on spelling here. I'll highlight these, and I'm going to click on my spell checker. And of course, okay, so let me correct my spelling here. I'm a very bad speller, so I spent more time in shop class than I did English. Come on now. There we go. So now, cancel. Okay, now we can do something like center, align center. And align left. And align right. And we can do the same thing here. We can neaten this up a little bit. Maybe make our bold it's a little bit bigger here. It's up to you. Play around with these and whatever works for you. You can change these colors here of the boxes simply by clicking on the box and go to under here where it says drawing tools, format. They have some set styles here, different button styles, whatever, you know, play around with these and see what you like best. So now all of that is done. What we're going to want to do is we need to save this workbook, okay? But we need to save it as a XLM or XLB workbook because we're going to have code in here, macros or whatever, and you have to save it as a XLM or a XLB workbook. So I'm going to go File and Save As, Save in Computer, and let's see, where have I got this one? I got this one under Scott, Documents, eCab Tips and Tricks. Okay, and I got it named, right now I got it named Part Calculator Workbook, or whatever. You can name it whatever you want. And I need, right now it's saved as an Excel workbook. Well, I need to save it as a macro enabled workbook, or Excel binary workbook. If you got a lot of code running in your workbook, this is the best one to save it as. I use this basically all the time. I don't know exactly what it does, but it does. Sometimes if you got a tremendous amount of code in your workbook, it takes a long time to save or open. If you save it as a Excel binary workbook, it will definitely speed everything up. So I'm going to save it as that and click save. And now we have our workbook set up. One other thing we could do is to make it look a little bit more professional looking is maybe come right here and put a big box border here. And now we could turn our grid lines off if we wish. So I'm going to go to View, and right here where it says grid lines, I'm going to uncheck that. Okay, so now we don't see all these grid lines. Like I said, it's all personal preference. And as you can see over here, I've got a cheater table here. This is just so I can explain what we're going to do when we go to creating our macros for these buttons. So stay tuned for the next video in this series, and we'll get started writing some code. Until then, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, please subscribe to my channel and post any comments. Thanks again for watching, and have a good day.